Om Shri Ravi Vanamaha. Om Shri Chandra Vanamaha. Om Shri Mangala Vanamaha. Om Shri Buddhiji Vanamaha. Om Shri Brihaspati Vanamaha. Om Shri Shukra Vanamaha. Om Shri Sani Vanamaha. Om Shri Rahu Vanamaha. Om Shri Ketu Vanamaha. O Great Spirit, Vanamaha. O ye powers that be of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Vanamaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms and in thy formless reality, Vanamaha. Be with us. May our communication be clear. May we hear that which needs to be heard. May we speak that which needs to be spoken. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam, Karavavahai, Tejasvi Navridam Astu, Ma Vidvishavahai. May there be peace between us always. May there be peace between us always. May there be peace between us always. Namaste. Welcome to my heart. I'm so glad to be with you and that we can hear and see each other. That's good. It is a blessing. Once upon a yogi time. Yes. Once upon a yogi time, there was a monk. And he went into studying to become a monk when he was very young. And so he was very, very attached to his practice. He was good. He was one of those rare souls in the world who was good. Got up every day, did his practice, was very kind and compassionate with everybody that he encountered. And over the years became more and more and more and more respected in the community that he was in. People came to him for advice. He was very, very, very respected. But one day, the karma began to manifest. The karma came. Karma came running around the corner. A girl in the village that they lived in rather unexpectedly became pregnant. Her mom and dad were very unhappy. Papa was very, very, very unhappy. Yelled, screamed. Oh, you can imagine. It wasn't like today where that was, not so upsetting, but it was a very big mess. You're going to ruin our reputation. You've ruined our reputation. What have you done to our family? And on and on and on. Who is the father? Who is the father? Who did this to you? She was young. She was young. That's the only excuse that I have in the story. She was young. And out of her mouth popped, Swamiji, Swamiji, Swamiji did it. Swamiji's the father. And the air was sucked out of the room. Well, she was required to stay at home until she had the baby. She had the baby, and at that time, Father had been plotting. He had been getting angrier and angrier and angrier. With each day that went by, he and Mom were sitting there, Grandpapa and Grandmama, they were angrier and angrier and angrier. And every time they would see Swamiji, they would think really horrible, horrible thoughts about him. Those thoughts became mutterings, 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 before the baby was born. They would say things, you know, he's not quite as holy as he makes out to be. You should really know the truth about him. Swamiji just kept on doing his practice. The baby was born and the world exploded, simply exploded. You can imagine. Grandpa could not keep his mouth shut. Grandma was mortified. They couldn't even look at the baby. They had no empathy for their daughter. All they could think about is, how could you do this to me? I'm going to blame someone. I'm going to blame someone. So walking through the town is not very discreet, really. I mean, if you want to keep things quiet, this is not the way to do it. But they walked through the town. They had the baby. The baby was screaming. You know, they had the baby. Look, look, look. This is the child of Swamiji's. Look what he did to our daughter. Look what he did. He betrayed her. He betrayed us. He betrayed the whole town. Oh, it was pretty ugly. They get to the ashram. Come out here, come out here. Oh, how are you? May I help you? What a beautiful baby. Oh. You dare to speak to me like this, you evildoer. You evildoer. You evildoer. This is your child. Is that so? Papa screamed and called names. Mama screamed and called names. Pretty soon the whole neighborhood was out screaming and calling names and accusing the monk. All kinds of evil things, of theft, of greed, of cruelty, of taking advantage of a young girl, rape you would call it, I think, child abuse. The monk said, is that so? Is that so? And they thrust the baby at him. He didn't really know what to do. I mean, to be very honest with you, just imagine, I mean, yeah, new baby. He knew the truth. He knew the truth. And as they yelled, he just said, is that so? Is that so? And he maintained his equanimity. They started throwing rocks at his house and mud at his house and mud on his name and on and on. Anyway, finally, it got to be dark. He had the baby in his arms and he went in and he remembered there was an old woman down the road who had been his friend for years, and he figured she would know what to do with a baby. So he'd go get some advice. So he walks down and he said, I don't know what to do. They came, they gave me the baby. They claim it's mine, blah, blah, blah. Oh, don't worry. I'll help you. So she helps him to feed the baby and figure it out. And she says, people, the emotions of the mind. Ah, people. He says, yes. And we're just like them, aren't we? She smiled and said, oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, and he's taking care of the baby. And the baby's doing pretty well for a newborn who's, stuck in an ashram with a monk who doesn't really know what he's doing. But the baby's doing all right, in case you were concerned. 3 weeks down the road, and the girl cannot stand it any longer. She goes into her mother and father and says, I'm sorry. She breaks down crying. I lied. The father is not Swamiji. He did not do all those awful things that we all said he did. The father is the boy that I love. The stonemason's son. The stonemason that you don't like, Papa? I love his son. And I was afraid of what you were going to do. And I thought you'd let me stay here if I told you it was Swamiji whose child it was. I thought you'd kick me out in the dirt if you thought it was the stonemason's son. I thought you might kill me if you thought it was the stonemason's son. And so I lied. Whoa. You told us that the baby belonged to Swamiji, that he had had sex with you? You told us that, and we told everybody. Now everybody in our village and the next village and the village over, they all think that Swamiji, who we held in such high regard, is an epidur. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that is your grandson. And I do love the stonemason's son. And we want to get married. And we would like to go get our baby back. It's pretty hard to handle something like that as a parent, as a friend, as a member of the community, as an authority figure, as a boss, as a worker. It's pretty hard to handle the recognition that, oh boy, I stepped in it here. I really, really stepped in it. I let the emotions of my mind become so overrun, seized, if you will, by the planets, seized. Look what I have done. The father starts to raise his hand as if he's going to punish the daughter by hitting her. And the mother says, no. Enough of that. We must go to the stonemason and his son, and we must go together to Swamiji and get our grandson. And we must do everything we can to reverse this, to heal it, to mend what we've broken. That's pretty hard on the pride, really hard on the pride. Think about it. What would you do? Think about it. So they go to the stonemason. The children admit they're in love. They want to get married. And that the baby is theirs. Together, the whole family goes across to the ashram, knocking again on the door. The Swamiji says, just a minute, please. Not sure what's going to happen and not sure that he wants to open the door again. You know what happened the last time he opened the door. He opens the door. He's got the baby in his arms, you know. The baby's happy and cooing and, you know, just got up from a little nap. And the father, the grandpapa, said, "I'm sorry, we know that that baby is not yours." Is that so? We know you didn't do all those things we accused you of. Is that so? We know that we've harmed you by everything cruel that we have said, by throwing rocks at you, by throwing mud at your house. We know that we were wrong. Is that so? We want the baby back. Is that so? Well, sir, how do I know it's safe to give you this beautiful child back? You took something that was precious, a human life. You discarded it. You didn't listen. You didn't try to verify the truth. You did not think that maybe what your daughter said had no basis in reality. And he looked at the girl and he looked at the young boy and he says, "What were you thinking? Your love was not strong enough to say to Mama and Papa, we love each other, we're adults, we want to get married, we don't care that you don't like each other. This is our life." You were willing to give up your child for the approval of another person? People in the village had begun to gather around and round and round and round, listening carefully to what Swamiji said. He pointed to the elder woman and he said, "Mahir, Matasita, she's the only one who knew the truth, who could see the truth. She's the only one who was not seized by the lies that you told, who was not seized by the planetary emotions, who was not seized by all of the untruths. Why should we trust any of you with this beautiful soul that is the baby? But it's ours, it's ours, it's ours." Is that so? I suggest that you go away, reflect and meditate. Contemplate what you have seen, what you have done, the harm you have done to this child, the harm you have done to yourselves, the harm you have done to the community, the chaos that you have scattered. And then when you have decided and understood what needs to be done, come back and we'll see if you are worthy to guide this beloved soul that is now in my care, in our care. Matasita Ji and I, we will take care of this soul until we know that you can see clearly, that you know what needs to be done. We are not going to give this child back to you at this time. You were willing to give it up. Do you understand what you have done? A lot of grumbling, a lot of grumbling, a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. The people went away. It was a long, long, long time before any of them had the courage to come back. It was a long time of introspection, of meditation, of reflection, of denial of what they had done. What does the story tell us? It tells us very simply, in the world we must be careful. Care, filled with care, filled with awareness, filled with discernment, filled with quietude, so that we know and can see the reality, so that we are not blinded by the planets, the planetary forces that seize us. You say, well, what are the planets? Well, states of consciousness that seize you. What causes your mind to become angry? What causes your mind to have illusions? What causes your mind to become depressed? What causes your mind to become greedy? That's a tough word, isn't it? Nobody wants to be admitting to themselves that they're greedy. What causes your mind to have biases and preferences and prejudices? It's being seized. It's being relative to just planetary energies that exist in the universe that we are a part of. For you and I, we are a part of Indra's net. At this time, we are in a crucial turning point in the evolution of life on this planet. Very, very crucial turning point. Means it's a crucial turning point in the evolution of your spiritual path, of my spiritual path, of our spiritual path. It means it's a time that we must quiet the emotions of the mind. We must learn to discern what is right. We must learn to discern the truth. This story I told you is not just a myth. How is it that this Swamiji, who had lived since he was a child, a good life, a life in which people respected him, in which he did his spiritual discipline, in which he became a guiding light in the community. How is it that one person could yell loud enough, could holler loud enough, could stomp loud enough, could get people riled up enough, that all of a sudden that one person became a crowd, the family group, and then became the whole community. All of them, except for Matasita, forgetting all of these decades of what they had seen, of what they had experienced, being swept away by the loud, chaotic emotions of the present moment. You and I, we must hold steady during this time. We must heal ourselves, strengthen ourselves, heal the hurts of the past, and be able to lift the cobwebs away from the mind to say, aha, this is the reality. Not what I want it to be. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt sometimes to see that, because it does hurt sometimes. Sometimes seeing the reality can be overwhelming. Seeing the reality can be discouraging. But But we must have a sense of detachment, of lifting again, above the chakric system. Lift your blue light of self-awareness above the Ajna chakra, the highest point in the chakric system, above, so that you can see without fluctuation. You can see, you can discern. There is, and you know this, you've heard this from me before, but in yogic philosophy, the concept of aham brahmasmi, it underlies the entire philosophy of Kriya Yoga. It says that existing within reality, interwoven and part of reality, are the laws of karma, which say that you and you alone have created the experiences that you are having in this lifetime. And thus you and you alone can free yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that enlightenment is easy, but the path to enlightenment begins and ends with one step. You seeing the reality begins and ends with one step. You moving out of the emotionality of the mind begins and ends with one step. You letting go of the hurts begins and ends with one step. Today, we're going to take a step along that path, along the walk. In yoga philosophy, there are two energies. One is what we call subjective experiences. That's represented by the moon, the lunar forces. The other is called objective experiences. That's represented by the sun, the solar experiences, the solar energy. It is said by the ancient ones, and in our lineage it is said frequently, that it is the lunar, the subjective experiences that cause us the greatest degree of difficulty. I can bump my foot walking out the door. I can hit my hand. I can stumble and fall. That is an objective experience. But the hurt that I feel, the blame, the fear, the jealousy, the emotions, the anger, the hatred, the depression, etc., 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 that's not objective, that's subjective. And the subjective experiences can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow upon themselves, my beloved, until they spread like a plague beyond your mind, beyond your being, to all of those who enter your aura and all of those who enter their auras. And today, in the world that we are in, we have come to a point in time, and I'm really going to ask you to stop this week and reflect and think about this, because it is very powerful. We have come to a point in time where we have a mechanism, a means to communicate. Now, the reality is that in mystical terms, if I think a thought, I'm part of IndrasNet, so it goes out to everyone. If you think a thought, it goes out to everyone. Always has gone out to everyone. But today, you have the power of the thumb. You think the thought, it doesn't even have to come out the mouth. It comes out the thumbs. And coming out the thumbs, it can go around the world. Not just to one person, not just to 10 people, but to hundreds of thousands of people, millions, if you will. The imbalanced chaos of your mind can spread like a virus to all beings, or at least a lot of them, all right? In the same way, mystically, when I balance my mind, when I balance my energies, when I balance myself, when you and I choose to not step in to that stream, but like Matasita say, or like Swamiji say, is that so? Is that so? We step out of the stream. We heal ourselves from the hurts of the past. We take the glass out of the feet. We don't continue to beat ourselves. We don't continue to grind our hurt into our body and spread that hurt around the world. Now more than ever, it is important to return again and again and again and again to this place of balance. It comes with coming back to the breath. It comes with coming back to your meditation. It comes with doing your healing rituals. Not just on Sundays, my dear. Really. Not just once a day, but continually through the day. So now we will go into our meditation together. We will have an opportunity to let go of the worries, the hurts, the concerns, the biases, the prejudices that blind us. If you choose, you can let go of those. And then together, as we always do on these Sundays, and for which I am most grateful, we will offer our prayers, our meditative energies, for all of those upon the earth, for all of those in all of the universes who are in need, that the karma of all beings be softened. Together we will do that. And like a little dewdrop, the light will shine forth in Indra's net, and in the darkness the light will shine, and in the darkness your light shines, and in the darkness you make a difference. For that small light shining takes away the darkness and lifts the sadness. Let us meditate. Namaste Ji. Namaskar. If you will, sit with your spine erect and your hands in the Om Mudra. If you're comfortable sitting with the spine erect, sit as you are comfortable. The hands in the Om Mudra, the index fingers and the thumb together. Hands cupped upward upon your lap, your thighs. Focus your attention at the sun center. Focus your eyes at the sun center. Keep the eyes closed. Focus them upward at the sun center. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center. Begin to watch the breath. Using the sipping breath, pull the energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body. Inhaling as if through a straw. On the next inhalation, pull the energy from the trunk to the spinal column. from the base of the spine, pull the energy up to the sun center. Move that energy out in front of you as a golden ball of light. Expand that golden light. And sweep around counterclockwise 3 times, encase your body in golden light. Expand that light. And now ascend above the room, above the building, above the continent, above the earth plane. Om Namo 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 Namo. Reaching the high place of meditation. Find yourself your comfortable meditation place. Continuing to focus your attention at the sun center. Call upon your Ishtadevata to join you. Greet your Ishta. Feel the compassion of your Ishta pouring upon you. As you gaze into the eyes of your Ishta, feel the compassionate blessing pouring upon you. You and your Ishta and you. Gaze at your Ishta Devata. As you watch, You see that your Ishta has raised a sacred mirror to its heart center. Reflecting from this mirror, you see the shards of glass, the hurts of the past, poking out of the mirror. The fogginess, the sadness, the anger, all of the distortions of the past. In this moment, choose to heal those hurts of the past. Choose to let go. It's a choice, just for this moment. If you want to come back to the suffering, you can later on. But at this point, choose to let go, to be healed. Gazing into the mirror at the heart of the Ishtadevata. As these mantras are chanted, chant with the mantra, silently if you will, or muttering. And feel the compassionate love of your Ishtadevata flowing down through every cell of its being, healing, blessing, making whole. Vam. Inhale. Vam. Vam. See the mantra, feel the mantra as you gaze with your third eye into the mirror, softening these hurts, healing these hurts, dissolving away the hurts. Vam. Lam. 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 Vam. 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 Feel the love of your Ishta, the light of life pouring down upon this mirror, reflecting a light back to you, the hurts weaving together and blending and healing. Ram, Ram, Ram. Again, focusing at the sun center. Be present with your Ishta. Gazing through the third eye, see the new images coming through the mirror, the gold of the mantra, healing, creating anew. Ham. 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 Like a broken cup, mended with the golden light of Anandic bliss. The hurts of your life are being mended, have been mended, are being sown anew, brought together into a new patterning. Hrim, hrim, hrim. Om, 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 Om. Gaze in at the heart of your Ishtadevata. Feel the bliss of Ananda radiating forth to you. See your soul, your hurts, your being healed and lifted and mended and healed and lifted and lifted and lifted, lifted. Feel the clouds dissolved away and the sunlight shining. The sticky, gluey karmas dissolved away. The light of Anandic bliss pouring down upon you at this moment, pouring forth to you, showing you through this mirror, radiating to you that which you are, The light that is within you radiates forth. Feel the radiance of your Ishta Devata pouring forth upon you. Gazing into the mirror, feel the radiant, brilliant light of your inner being shining forth. Feel the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pouring forth upon you from all sides, from the heart of your Ishta, from the heart of Indra's net, the life that thou art a part of. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Feel the blessings and love and acceptance of your Ishta covering every cell of your being, filling you, blessing you, lifting you. Focusing again at the sun center. You and your Ishta and you, I and my Ishta and I. O ye powers that be, as we send forth our blessings, we ask thee to join us. We know that there is great need around the earth, upon the earth, within the earth. We know that there are beings living with food insecurity, water insecurity, shelter insecurity, economic insecurity, health insecurity, emotional insecurity. We know that the imbalances are great. We do not know all of the needs. We do not know that which is needed most. This and only this we ask, that swiftly, surely, and most harmoniously the karma be softened for all beings. That each of us may seek out our own illumination with ever greater diligence, that we might learn from these life experiences wisely, swiftly, harmoniously, 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 that the pain and suffering be lifted for Mother Gaia and for all beings who are incarnated within her being. As we send forth this Om Shanti mantra, we ask the O powers that be to join with us that the karmas be softened. As we chant silently or aloud as you prefer, feel the golden rays of Shanti pouring forth to all corners of the realm. Without preference, my beloved, just send forth the blessings as we as a Sangha send forth our blessings, that they may go as they are needed, where they are needed, how they are needed, to soften, soften, soften the karma. Again, focus your attention at the sun center. Let us begin. Inhaling. Om Shanti. 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 Inhaling again, refocusing at the sun center. Om Shanti. 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 Again, inhale, refocus. Om Shanti. 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 At each stop, inhale and refocus. Om Shanti. 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 Keep your attention focused at the sun center and radiate out your blessings as this final mantra is chanted. Harihit Om. Harihit Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste ji. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for your meditative energies, for being here. Namaste. Thank you for the blessing of your presence. Continue your meditations, please. Particularly in these coming weeks, continue your meditations. Namaste ji. Namaskar.